Welcome to Unsolved SA, the place where South Africa's darkest truths and crimes are uncovered. Pretoria, the capital of South Africa, known for its jacaranda trees and peaceful suburbs. But in the late 1990s, that peaceful was shattered by a string of gruesome murders. Women vanished without a trace, their bodies later found near roadsides, strangled and dumped like trash. The killer moved silently, using the very thing people trusted most for transport, a taxi. This is the story of the taxi driver of death. It started quietly. One woman, then another. Both found near the outskirts of Pretoria. Similar cause of death, same disturbing detail. Strangled, with their belongings neatly placed beside them. Police first thought it was a coincidence. But when a third and then a fourth victim surfaced, the pattern was undeniable. A serial killer was loose in the capital. Panic spread through Pretoria. Women feared traveling alone. Taxi ranks, once full of laughter and chatter, fell silent under the weight of fear. Every taxi driver became a suspect. Every dark ride a possible death sentence. By now, the city was terrified. Detectives had spent months chasing leads, and everyone ended up in a dead end. But then, something changed. One investigator noticed a chilling pattern. Every victim had boarded a white Toyota Hiace taxi near Sunnyside or Mamelodi. That detail, so small, so ordinary, became the thread that would unravel the entire mystery. Undercover officers were assigned to taxi ranks. They pretended to be commuters, quietly observing drivers and passengers. Days passed with no progress. Then one night, a white minibus stopped at the curb. The driver waved over a young woman standing alone. She hesitated, but got in. What the killer didn't know was that two unmarked police cars were following close behind. For the first time, the hunter had become the hunted. When officers moved in, the driver barely resisted. He looked confused, even calm, as if he'd been stopped for a routine traffic violation. Inside his taxi, police found disturbing evidence: a length of nylon rope, gloves, and women's belongings matching descriptions from the earlier cases. When questioned, he admitted to several murders. But detectives were struck by how detached he sounded. He didn't cry, he didn't shake. He spoke in a slow, flat voice, described how he strangled his victims as if he were recounting an ordinary day. At one point after he was arrested and taken into custody, an officer asked him why he did it. He replied, "They were sinners. I was cleaning the streets." That moment chilled everyone in the room. It wasn't rage, it wasn't greed, it was something far darker. A twisted belief that he was serving some higher purpose. The courtroom was packed. Journalists filled every row, waiting to capture every word of a story that had gripped the nation. The taxi driver sat motionless, eyes fixed straight ahead, as prosecutors detailed his crimes. The evidence was overwhelming. DNA from the victims matched fibers found in his taxi. Tire prints linked him to multiple scenes. Witnesses remembered his face, but the most haunting moment came when one detective took the stand. He told the court, "He looked at me and said he would stop killing anytime he wanted. He just didn't want to." The room fell silent. When the verdict was read, the judge's voice trembled slightly. Guilty on all counts, multiple life sentences. The killer didn't flinch, no emotion, no remorse. Just that same cold stare that had terrified Pretoria. Even after the verdict, something didn't sit right with the investigators. Some unsolved murders before and after his arrest fit the same pattern, same method, same area. Could there have been another killer on the streets of Pretoria? Or was he lying to protect someone else? Many believed he didn't act alone. Taxi passengers recalled seeing another man with him, yet the second figure was never found. And when police asked again about other possible victims, he just smiled and said nothing. The silence of a killer can sometimes be louder than any confession. In the end, justice was served, at least on paper. But for families who lost daughters, sisters, and mothers, there is no closure. Only unanswered questions and the echo of fear that still lingers in every quiet taxi ride home. They say monsters hide in the shadows. But in this case, the monster was behind the wheel. What do you think causes seemingly ordinary people to commit such horrible things? Let us know in the comments. And for more of South Africa's unsolved headlines and mysteries, subscribe to Unsolved SA. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.